Daniel Roberts, a Yahoo Sports writer, wrote in an article recently that NCAA brings in an estimated $900 million in sales each year, while college athletics overall is a $13 billion business. Now, all of this is just to explain to you and to hopefully bring to light that the competition between student athletes has been constantly growing over the past couple years and has been generating revenue for NCAA and the big corporations that associate their brand name with the big entity NCAA. You may know a relative, a friend, or a mentor who is, was, or is going to become a student athlete. And if you don't, look to the future because your child, your niece, your nephew, maybe even your friend's child will have the opportunity to accept a scholarship to become a student athlete in college. If this is the case, it is important to be well aware of the rights that have been granted just recently to student athletes, which allow them to promote and benefit off of their own name and image. I am aware of the restrictions that once were in place that neglected me and my teammates as a student athlete myself of the rights to promote my name and image and to accept compensations from businesses who would have liked to associate their brand name with my image. Now, I'm also well aware and would like to inform you of the joy and the excitement that the student athletic body has shared this past June when the rule that has neglected student athletes of the freedom to promote ourselves for years was uplifted. And with this rule being uplifted, I can share with you the excitement that has come and the new opportunities that student athletes seek. I understand that you may feel like this is just another privilege student athletes get to enjoy. However, it is my hope to explain to you and to help you understand that this is a well-deserved right, and this is a long overdue right that has just been granted to student athletes. While big corporations profit every single year and NCAA profit, it is only right that student athletes, which are the stars of the show, which are the source of income and revenue for NCAA and big corporations, it is only right that they deserve to profit as well. To do all of this, I will explain to you first the annual revenue rates that are generated from March Madness, which is a college basketball event. Then I'll walk you guys through the NCAA sponsorship deals, which NCAA has made with Coca-Cola and AT&T. And lastly, I'll explain to you the media rights that NCAA has granted over to CBS and Turner Sports. All of this, again, to explain to you that NCAA and big corporations profit greatly, and it is only fair that student athletes have the same rights in return. Now, to explain to you the annual revenue rates that March Madness, a college basketball tournament that happens every year, generates, I will quote Noah McGee, a writer for the Active Times, who said that NCAA made $867.5 million from March Madness television and marketing rights alone in the year of 2018. Now, this shows that there's a lot of opportunity and there is a lot of business that flows just from one single tournament that happens every year in college basketball. And with this new right coming into place, college basketball players should be excited because there's going to be a lot of opportunity for them to profit from their own name and image now. Moving on into the sponsorships that NCAA has agreed upon with Coca-Cola and AT&T, I'd like to quote Rachel Batchman, a writer for the Morning Star, who says that Coca-Cola and AT&T pay over $200 million a year just to promote their brand name with NCAA. Now, why do big corporations do this? They do it to expand their product name to a larger scale audience, and they do it to attract more investors. What does this mean? It's a business transaction, and Coca-Cola and AT&T profit off of the competition that student athletes put on, meaning, again, that it is only fair for student athletes to do the same, to act the same way. Lastly, I'd like to bring to light the media and marketing rights that were granted over to CBS and Turner Sports back in 2010 when they made a $6 billion deal with NCAA just to own the marketing and media rights. They also extended this to $10.4 billion to extend their deal for a longer period of time. Why did CBS and Turner Sports do this? They did it because they wanted to own the right to control all the television records that monitor and broadcast every single sport event that happens in NCAA. They did a business deal and they're making more money off of it than the money that they're giving to NCAA. Again, big corporations are profiting and student athletes deserve the right to also profit. Now, with everything just being explained to you and the presence and the interconnectedness that we now see with big corporations involved with NCAA, it's time to conclude. We have reviewed the annual revenue rates that March Madness generates each year. We have also then moved into the NCAA agreements that were made with Coca-Cola and AT&T. And lastly, we spoke about the media rights that were agreed upon with CBS and Turner Sports. Now, all of this shows that big corporations and NCAA profit greatly. And it is only fair and only right that student athletes have the opportunity to promote their own name and image in return and to profit from the competition that they put on. This is a well-deserved right, and it's long overdue. And the more support that society gives in this new right, the more freedom and the more accepted student athletes will feel in the future going forth. Thank you.